All right, so getting into a pretty interesting game here in Warwick Galaxy. Obviously, with Warwick Galaxy, the strategy is to win as much as possible. So this was a pretty interesting game. I have the playback sped up just a bit, so we'll go through this one and take a look at kind of what happened in this game.
Do not die this day. This world is all I have.
Got a normal early game here. Nothing special. I tend to, when I need to win early, I tend to just make sure I'm leveling up relatively quick unless I'm getting a lot of the same unit early. So right now, taking a look at what's available, taking a look at my board. What's best for me is going to be just to either put Tristana in here or
We will resist.
yeah, Tristana or Zira is probably going to be my best option early here. And so immediately I grabbed the Enforcer emblem. That was a little bit quick on the augment roll, but I grabbed the Enforcer emblem and I'm going to hold on to that and try to just design a comp around it, give it a little bit of time. My focus here, though, is because it's Warwick Galaxy, I got to kind of focus on the board that's in front of me. So just trying to make sure I can get some of these early wins. I found Zero to be really good for the first couple rounds, particularly in games where I don't have great items early on. I think she does relatively high DPS on a really early board without items. And so at this point, I'm thinking about what's going to be best for running with Enforcer, and I got a few different options in front of me between my bench and my board. I'm looking at Sentinel. I'm also thinking about Dominator. I have the Ziggs on my bench, so anything can really work, but I'm putting a team together here really around Enforcer. And just Sentinel to start out. I like Sentinel early. I think it builds a strong front line, and then you can always replace some of the lower cost units later. So at this point, I have not built any items, but I'm still winning a lot of rounds. I don't think I've lost a single round at 2-3. So I'm relatively strong against my opponents. I haven't needed to build items, which also might mean that other people are having a hard time building items. So here on Carousel, I know I'm picking late, and I'm trying to figure out, what might be a good item to build. And I end up just going for unit and tank potential over building any specific weapon. And it was good that I got the Rel. If I'm picking that late on Carousel, getting a unit that actually benefits me is pretty useful. Good value there. No real risk yet. No other team has really challenged me, so still not feeling a lot of pressure to make any big investments into my items or anything else. I still haven't, at this point, made any big decisions on which units I'm going to target in particular, and also have some tough decisions in front of me with how to convert my board. I built out a hypothetical team, but I didn't feel good at this point about the potential for me to get to that hypothetical team. Like, I'm taking Maddie's here on the off chance I need to insert an Enforcer unit later. But again, not feeling any pressure. No other team in this game that I have faced off against has really posed a challenge. But I am paying close attention to that, and I know after this item round that's probably going to change. And again, taking a look at the items I just got, nothing really benefits me for the in terms of the hypothetical comp that I want to be putting out there. And I'm starting to collect more Dominator units. I have a potential experiment play right here with the Twitch and the Urgot in my store. So right here is a pivotal moment at 3-1, right after I have my items, where I have to make some decisions, and I am thinking to myself, my Enforcer play doesn't really work with my items unless I build Twisted Fate. And Twisted Fate is not a unit I am huge on building. There's been a lot of games where I've tried, has not gone well. So I grabbed the Bramble Vest knowing if I'm gonna accomplish anything, it's a decent tank, a well-invested front line. So I keep slamming items onto my rel. And I've got a good feel for the pace of how this is going to play out against my opponents. I'm kind of rushing and item slamming my front line right now because I know, like, right there's my first loss. So, like, I know at this point that people are going to start passing me. I haven't kept up the pace that I need to keep up to stay ahead of everybody. I don't have the right units, I don't have the right comp, and I really don't have the right items or the right components to build the right items. So I know I'm headed into Carousel here, and I think getting a sword is the main priority on my mind because I have to start building DPS, and Twisted Fate is still kind of my plan A. If there's a really good opportunity for Dominator on Carousel here, I could maybe play that. So I see the Twitch, and if I get the Twitch, that there's an opportunity there, and now Twitch is gone. And that leaves me with the sword. It's really the only option, and I get it. And now with the sword, I can start building Twisted Fate. He's also in my shop, so Twisted Fate, not the ideal unit, but things have changed in this patch. Just about any unit or any combination can be used as long as
There is no retreat.
you have a strong front line and you have at least one well-crafted backline DPS carry. Okay, and that's a good sign, winning first round after Carousel. Twisted Fate putting out 3,000 damage. You know, once he's fully built, we could have something here. Okay, I'm noticing right now, I was saving that... Is that a duplicator? Replicator? Duplicator? Either way, I was saving that for Loris. So it's just sitting in my components, and that's who I was saving it for. So I was late to using that. I think I probably used that. I realized my mistake soon, and I used that. I could also be misremembering. Maybe I was saving it just thinking, like,
have.
I don't need it. Especially with this like item round here. We'll see when I use it. So I'm hoping to build Twisted Fate as much as possible after this item round, and I get some good components. So first I build Jeweled Gauntlet, and then Nashers. And there you go, that's best in slot 3 items. Twisted Fate officially built.
Food to the last drop.
At 2 stars, this is about what Twisted Fate can do. And honestly, not bad. It's, keeping in mind, like, he's the only one back there in the back row, really, at this point. And so, my board is all frontline tanks and Twisted Fate in the back row. Morgana doesn't count, right, at this point, because 1 cost unit, 2 stars, but we're in stage 4. My win condition right now is Twisted Fate keep me ahead of everyone until the late game, and then I have to figure out something at that point. So I'm trying to optimize my comp here a little bit, restart, because halfway through a game, kind of got to work with what you've been given. In the end, not changing much here. I don't think I shifted or I deviated too much from what my original framework was, but just making sure I have the right comp was the right move. So on Carousel here, we're looking for... I don't even know what we're looking for. See, this is the problem. I think we want to build Vi or Caitlyn. So I missed the Corki and the gloves. I was going for the gloves to start building and have like different item combinations for Vi. And right there is a big mistake. I just dumped all my gold into leveling up, thinking I had enough. Just, I don't know why I thought I had enough. And so now I'm like thinking to myself, like, do I just sell some of the units on my bench to try to get to the next level? But do the math and I realize I can't make it there. So just kind of got to hope I didn't screw up too bad. And I absolutely wreck that team. In terms of relative strength, I have to at least, with how brutal that was, I know I'm at least in the middle. And now I add Defense Expert as my anomaly effect to Eloy. And I think... So first of all, I didn't have a lot of gold. That's why dumping all that was actually kind of a bigger mistake than I even realized at the time. Like, it would have been nice to reroll on Anomaly a bit more, see what if I could maximize Eloy more. But anyways, I got 2 items on Eloy. Hope to get a 3rd. I think I'm relatively strong still with my front line now because of her. Yeah, I'm solid up front. I could maybe pick up a 3rd item for her a bit later. I need to focus on increasing damage, but it's also worth paying attention to like what's actually happening on the board. And what did I learn there? Well, my damage is not bad. My Eloy being a big part of that. Twisted Fate holding up. But I gotta start making some big decisions. I have Zoe on my bench, so that's an option. And there I get Rumble, which huge to get Rumble right here. It's critical that I'm able to add some more damage in. So now I have Zoe in, I have Rumble in. And paying attention to the damage on the right side there. Rumble is a solid addition, but yeah, gotta keep improving. Does that team... I didn't even notice at the time. That team has 100 HP at this point, so... Gonna be a tough team to overcome. Boogity Boo is their name. And then we get the second Vi. So, and there's also Mordekaiser. Anytime I see Mordekaiser come up, I have to consider grabbing him because he's just such a good unit. Okay, so now, did I not have 2 Zoes? I thought I did. All right, well. So now I got 2 Zoes, 2 Vis, a second 2-star Eloy. I get another 1-star version of her.
I will not tolerate this limit.
And so now my game largely depends on either completing like a 3-star Eloy or possibly leveling up Caitlyn and Rumble. Either way, that's what I gotta look for. Alright, so last carousel probably here. I want to get those Thieves' Gloves, and of course, that person takes them like right when I get out. I grab the ability to Sunder to put on Caitlyn. And then I grab a Victor here, thinking, okay, maybe I swap Victor in somewhere, possibly for Swain. That might be an idea, like that might make my team better, but I'm nervous to do it because I'm thinking, all right, like if I take out a key piece of my front line, is that just gonna make me fall apart too quick? And I have 43 HP. At this point, it probably would have been worth experimenting. Putting Victor in, see how it goes, because if I lose a round at 43, but I learn that it's better, or if I win and I learn that it's better, that could be huge. So like that knowledge, and like spoiler, I don't do that. So that knowledge, reflecting on it right now, could have been worth risking 1 loss for. So yeah, I'm still losing pretty bad to that top team. And if something doesn't change soon, like I need to get Caitlyn up and Rumble to have any shot at winning this and getting first place.
Where they been, free to prove.
What's interesting is like I'm still okay, and like looking at my damage, Caitlyn's now my top DPS, but Twisted Fate's right behind her. I mean, I shouldn't be that surprised because he's fully built, but for most of this game, it was Twisted Fate in the back with a full front line. And that worked. I think what I'm learning is in these early games at Gold, as I try to make my way up, I can consistently go top 4 if I just build out one DPS early to carry me through early to middle game and kind of into the early end game, and then just have a really strong tank and a really strong front line. All right, we're getting down to the end here. I'm about to lose, but I get second place. And if you've watched the video up to this point, I'd be really interested to hear what you think went wrong for me. Where did I mess up to not win this game? Leave a comment, let me know how I could improve, and thanks for watching.